Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name's Chase, and welcome to Chase Packs. In today's video, we are looking at Pokemon Center ETBs for the Scarlet and Violet era. One of the most sought-after collectibles in Pokemon, that along with booster boxes, right? So, a little bit harder to get the booster boxes. They only sell these, if you didn't know, they only sell these on the Pokemon Center. They come with promo cards, just like a regular ETB, but these have stamped Pokemon Center promo cards inside, and that's what makes them sought after and collectible. And some of these stamped promos can go for a lot of money. So let's get straight into it. Journey Together PC ETB, market price 112, so relatively low for a set that came out, right in the middle of all the hype. So 110 sold down or selling, listing down here, 105, 111, 113. I got a regular ETB. I don't have a Pokemon Center ETB. They're just hard to get because you can only get them on the Pokemon Center, and usually, you get in a queue and you're waiting, and we all know how that goes, right? So, okay, let's move on. Prismatic, they just dropped some more of these. Not what was that? Was it last week? It might have been last week. They just dropped more Pokemon Center trainer boxes for Prismatic, which was, I think, shocking to a lot of people. So, market price $249. Some of these being sold down here. Listed $248, $251, $251. So this is this in the SPC for Prismatic, the Super Premium Collection, and the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box are probably the two sealed products you want to get your hands on for Prismatic if you're a sealed collector, sealed investor, or just a Pokemon fan in general, because obviously this set does not have a booster box, right? All right, move on. Stellar Crown. Market price 138. What are they being sold for down here? Yep, pretty much. Yeah, I don't see anything out of the ordinary down here. 137, 138, 135, 133. So, Stellar Crown, one of those sets that I just don't. It is one of the sets in the era. I'm just hating on Stellar Crown lately, but I just don't have a desire to get into this. I don't really enjoy this set that much, and the fact that this booster box costs more than a Paradox Rift booster box or a Temporal Forces booster box makes no sense to me at all. I don't understand it. I know it's a special set. Well, it's not a special set, actually. But, I just don't understand that. I don't understand that. Okay, let's move on. Surging Sparks. I get on rants about Stellar Crown. There's something about Stellar Crown that just irks me, and I don't understand why. All right, Surging Sparks, market price $165. Okay, we got a couple listings at 171, 173, 174. There's a 160 down here, 173. So I'm kind of surprised that this isn't more. That this PC ETB doesn't cost a little bit more. This might be one to get into. At 165, I might be willing to pick one of these up, actually, because I don't have one. Okay, Temporal Forces. This is the Walking Wake Temporal Forces box. So we got the Temporal Forces here. I did bring up the Iron Leaves one over here because the Iron Leaves is 140 market price, and the Walking Wake is 225 market price. And unless there's something I don't know, I am guessing it's just because this box looks so much better than the Iron Leaves one, right? Because that green's kind of, it's not that great looking, but this looks good. And with these ETBs, these PC ETBs, a lot of these, they look great on display, right? So people want these to look nice. So I'm guessing that's why this is significantly more than the Iron Leaves version. But great looking art on this box. Great looking art in that box. Paldean Fates, 220 market price for Paldean Fates. Compared to Temporal Forces at 225, this sitting at 220. Let's see if it's actually being listed for 220. Oh, yeah, actually a couple listed below 220. This is one I'm picking up. This being the same price as the Temporal Forces is kind of surprising to me. I would much rather have this Paldean Fates box. For one, it looks awesome. It looks awesome. And I don't know. I feel like Paldean Fates is going to be, in the long run, a more valuable PC ETB. All right, the big boy. $467 for 151 PC ETB. Crazy. some listings down here: 444, 445, 454, 467. Man, I'd love to get my hands on one of these, but at that price, no chance. I'm not paying that for. I know this is the sought after sealed product for 151. Again, considering it does not have a booster box, but that just shows you how loved and enjoyed 151 is, and it is an awesome set. It'll go down as one of the most iconic sets in Pokemon for sure. Phenomenal set. Good looking box too. I like the box art. All right, Paradox Rift. This is the Roaring Moon, and there is two different versions of this box, but I think they're the same price if I remember looking up. If I remember correctly, 141 for the market price here. Yeah, they're selling for about that. Okay, box art, not too bad. I enjoy Paradox Rift. I think this is. I made a video, my last video, talking about where I'm kind of putting my money in Scarlet and Violet, and it's like SV 1 through 5. So Paradox Rift, this is a box I would definitely, along with Surging Sparks, definitely pick that up for 141 in my opinion. Obsidian Flames. For some reason, somebody has to tell me. It's kind of like with Stellar Crown. Why is this box $320? Is it just because of Charmander? I feel like it's just because of Charmander. It does look great. The box does look good. I will say that. It's a good looking box. But $320 for Obsidian Flames. Now, Obsidian Flames is, SV3, right? It is one of the older sets of the era, and that definitely could be why, right? Because they're not making more. I would be shocked if they made more PC ETBs for Obsidian Flames. But Obsidian Flames is just a decent set, in my opinion. And this box being $320 it has to be just because of the box art. I don't see any other reason why. And it being a little bit older, but okay, move on. Paldea Evolved might be my favorite box art of the era for PC ETBs. This box looks great. It's $314. Why in the world is Obsidian Flames PC ETB cost more than a Paldea Evolved PC ETB? Somebody explain. Am I missing something, guys? I don't understand why that's the case. Paldea Evolved, I know a lot of people didn't really like Paldea Evolved when it came out. I love this set. This is one of my favorite sets of the era. And a good place to put your money, I feel. In general, booster boxes, ETBs, PC ETBs, but $314 for this set. I'm not surprised. Like, this is an old set. It's a good set. Beautiful, awesome box art. Awesome box art. But what are they actually selling for down here? Ooh. Okay, we got, so again, market price $314, 17 listings. But the listings are $374, $360, $375. What's that? Okay, it comes with the case. $395, $410, $415. So yeah, people aren't selling these for $314 anymore. Ooh, so if you can get your hands on one of these at market price, probably be worth it. Okay, Scarlet and Violet, the Koraidon box, which is, I brought them both up. Yeah, it is, before we get there, it is the cheaper box from base set, because base set has the Miraidon and the Koraidon, right? The purple box, the red box. But market price here, $199. What are they selling for? $199. Okay, but again, I think this is a great box art. This looks good to me. I like this. And Scarlet and Violet base set, I know nobody really loves it. I don't think it's a bad base set. I think it's one of the better base sets we've had. I think it's better than Sun and Moon, and I think it's better than Sword and Shield base set, in my opinion. So this is a box that you could pick up. $199. I would say the only reason it's $199, considering how I feel like most people feel about this set, is because it's old. But here's the Miraidon. It does look better, doesn't it? Yeah, $215 market price. Yeah, this does look better than the Koraidon one. That purple looks awesome. This would display beautifully. This looks really good. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Okay. Shrouded Fable. I don't think it's $80 market price. I'm sure they're just selling for that. Yeah, they're selling for $84 pretty much. Yeah, this is, everybody everybody knows this is probably the worst set of the era. But that being said, it is a PC ETB. It does come with a stamped promo, and it is by far the cheapest PC ETB of the era. So is this worth picking up at $80? I would say it is. I don't think they're going to reprint this. Actually, you know what? They did release some of these recently, didn't they? They did when they dropped, before they dropped the prismatic PC ETBs. I think it was last week. Didn't they drop some Shrouded Fable PC ETBs as well? These just come out of the woodwork. These ETBs and the Shrouded Fable ETBs are everywhere, I feel like. And, you know, I say everywhere. In this market, they feel like they're everywhere because, you know, they're not sitting on all the shelves everywhere, but they are accessible. So, and not, you know, not crazy expensive. But $80 market price for this PC ETB, probably about right. If somebody's like, you know, hey, I got a PC ETB, I'll sell it to you for $70. I got a couple of them, I'm just trying to get rid of them. I'd probably take it, but I'm not going out of my way to get Shrouded Fable. Definitely not. All right, Twilight Masquerade. Market price on this is $109. I think this is a great looking box. I know it doesn't seem like a lot of people are into Ogerpon, but this box looks great to me. I think this is a really good looking box. 109 market price, but they are not listing. So 51 listings. 124, 114, 124, 123. So looks like the prices on this are going up as well. I think this is a good pickup. This would display nicely. I think the box art looks really, really good on this box. So PC ETBs, booster boxes, those are the sealed products that I direct my attention to most. I do get regular ETBs as well, but PC ETBs and booster boxes for me are the sealed products that that draw my attention the most, just because they will be, you know, they're going to appreciate in value. Not that a regular ETB won't, because the reality of Pokemon, unlike some other CCGs, is that the sealed product goes up in price. Like if you look at some Magic the Gathering boxes, just to give an example, some of those come out, they're $250 or they're $500 at release. And then years later, they are not worth that much money anymore. That is not the case with Pokemon sealed products. If you bought a Pokemon booster box, name one, you bought it in 2010, 2025, it is not worth less than it was. It is going to be worth more, right? So that's why Pokemon as a company really knows what they're doing marketing wise, and that's why it is as successful as it is. But I appreciate you guys stopping by, watching the video. I haven't covered PC ETBs in this channel, and they are obviously a very popular product. And with Prismatic dropping on the Pokemon Center, and you know, the Shrouded Fable and Destined Rivals coming out, and people trying to pre-order the PC ETBs for that, which is definitely one I'd like to get my hands on. That is one that's going to be worth a good bit of money one day, and it's just a great collectible in general. Even if that thing, and you know, a lot of these sealed products for me, if I buy a PC ETB or a booster box for, you know, whatever, $200, the collector in me, if it never, you know, was worth more than $200 what I bought it for, I really wouldn't care. To be honest with you, I wouldn't, just because I like collecting sealed, just to collect sealed. I like looking at it. I like having it, right? Like it just doesn't matter for me that it's worth more money, but everybody knows it's going to be worth more money because that's how Pokemon works. And I know there's investors out there who, you know, don't really care to rip packs. They don't really care to collect singles. They're not as much of a collector as some of us are. They're just more investors, and that's fine too. That's part of the hobby. That's what makes Pokemon so popular, is there's different aspects of which you can approach the hobby, and you know, everybody's got their own little spin on it. So, which is nice. I do a little bit of both. I've said that before on the channel, but just to reiterate, collector mainly. You know, I buy some sealed products and I don't plan on opening them, and that's not always necessarily because I'm investing in them, but because I just like collecting sealed products, and the benefit of that is they become worth more money one day. That's just how I go about it. I'm not like some of these guys who buy cases and cases at a time. Good for those guys, because you know, if you got the willpower not to open anything and just sit on that for a while, then obviously you're gonna come out well ahead and make good money. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.